What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today, in the world of indie games, we're checking out Flotsam, a game that I've been waiting for a really long time. It's a game where you build a city on the ocean and you sail around a post-apocalyptic water world trying to survive. I've gotten about 3 or 4 hours of practice in before this series, so this is not going to be a blind impressions video. I do know what I'm doing, but this game is actually surprisingly difficult, given the fact that it has a very kind of childish motif to it. Like, it looks almost like a kid's game, but it's actually a pretty difficult city builder. This is the earliest access of the game that you can get right now, so there will be patches coming in the future. This is basically their first shot at a Steam release, and they're going to be updating with time. So let's check it out and play the game. Flotsam. All right, so what do we want to name our city? We're going to name it the Nerd Castle. No, not the CSTL. There we go. Perfect. Well, that's it then. Garbage floods have wiped away our village. Perhaps we should stop sticking around on these useless rocks and go exploring. Who needs land anyways? These endless blue waves, that's all we need. The flooded world is our oyster. Let's polish this plastic into beautiful pearls. If only we weren't out of fuel. So here's our adventure. We start out with our city heart right here in the center of the screen. If we zoom on out, which we can actually do pretty far, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of debris fields. There's fish that we can harvest. There should be a, yeah, there it is right there. There's a sailboat on the rocks. And so some drifters tried making a town on that island. Bad idea. With all the garbage floods, a sailboat got wrecked on the cliffs, though. Maybe we can make use of the mast. And so our goal for right now is to get the mast so that we can sail away and go to greener pastures where there's more stuff that we can accomplish. In order to do that, we need to start scavenging off the ocean. So let's go ahead and we're going to drop a scavenge point right there, and then we're just going to enlarge it, and we're going to tell all 3 of our villagers, who right now are kind of like hanging out on our little island. You can see them hanging out down in there, and what you'll see is they'll jump into the water. They'll swim on over there with no fear of sharks. Like, I don't swim in the ocean. I don't mess around with the ocean. I'll swim in the ocean in, like, Hawaii, where my family swims, but, like, I live in Northern California. Like, I don't know if you guys know the migration patterns of great white sharks, but people are always talking about how great whites are in Australia and they eat you when you go swimming. Do you know where great whites go during the off-season to have great white sex and have great white babies? They come to Northern California. There's signs on the beaches here that say don't swim during certain months because, like, there's great whites out in the water and they're, like, breeding and they're kind of, like, in a mood. And so, like, because of that, I don't really mess around in the ocean. The ocean is kind of a dangerous place for me. I'm not feeling it. As of right now, we've got 33 food. We've got 24 water. Water is by far going to be the biggest concern that we're going to have to rectify. As of yet, actually playing the game for like 4 hours and doing like 3 different campaigns, I still have not figured out a way to get enough water to not eventually die. And so I must be doing something wrong, but water is very difficult to come by in this game, so keep that in mind. Let's make our first little scaffolding over here. It's going to cost us a lot of our plastic that we've been pulling out of the ocean, but luckily the ocean is just like a dumpster fire of trash right now, so hopefully it'll work on out. As you can see, this little guy is going to start throwing some of the parts that we need onto that scaffold right there, and once it's done, he'll start hammering away on it, and you'll see the durability go up, and once the meter fills all the way, we'll have a scaffold over here that we can build some buildings on. How's our storage space looking right now? Let's speed the game up momentarily. I kind of play on this speed right here, the middle speed. The fastest speed, I tend to lose track of things and not pay attention very well. And so I usually start out with the middle speed because it's the easiest way to kind of micromanage the entire city and make sure that things are growing the way you want them to. Well, we've got a little bit of plastic right now. Let's slow the game back down. We are going to need some storage yards. But I think first and foremost what we need are some drying racks so we can start drying out some of this wet wood that we're pulling out of the ocean. And so on this side right here, let's just go ahead and we're going to put in a couple of drying racks. And that's going to give our people some stuff to work on so that we can start converting this wet wood into dry wood, because you can't build anything with wet wood. Pretty much everything in this game has kind of like a long crafting path in order to get to it. So usually there's some level of refinement required with just about everything you pull out of the ocean in order to get it to be the object you need it to be to build something. That does take away from your manpower and it forces people to work on other stuff. But in the long run, it's going to be necessary and it's going to have to happen. So we'll let them do their thing over here. Start working on some of these little things. And that drying rack is on its way up right now. That guy's going back out to scavenge. All these dudes are thirsty at the moment. And so that's going to be 3 water gone. We kind of want to make a beeline for water supplies about as fast as we can. It's not, like, horribly imperative that we get that done right now, but it is a good idea that we get that done. We need to assign these drying racks to make dry wood, so let's go ahead and do that first. So there we go. The drying racks, you'll see they'll fill these up with wet wood, which is coming out of our supply right here, and then over time it will dry and it will become useful to us. Now let's take you right there and you right there. I'd like to have a lot of drying racks so that we're constantly kind of getting rid of all this wood that we're bringing in. I'd also like to have a decent supply of plastic. So, like, we're probably going to scavenge this area pretty much dry of everything that we need. Hopefully thirst goes down really, really quickly in this game. That's one of the things that I've had a really hard time, like, staying on top of. I think you're supposed to be kind of nomadic in this game. I don't think you're supposed to hang out on one map for, like, a long time, gathering all the stuff that you need. Instead, I think you're supposed to bounce in between maps rapidly. So there's the rest of our drying racks, and they've all been assigned. I'll probably put some more down here, but we do have a limited amount of plastic, and we do have a limited amount of resources on this map. And so we'll want to kind of plan to do other things about as soon as we possibly can. All of our dried wood is pretty much done. That's good. I will take that. And then you guys just keep on scavenging. I'd like to have 30 or 40 dried wood by the time we move to the next map. We want to plan out what we want to do next. So we've got a woodworking shed over here. I think the woodworking shed is a really good idea. It lets us make ropes, and it also allows us to make firewood, all of which are going to be very, very important for our long-term survival. Unfortunately, we have a lack of manpower right now, which is also going to make things difficult, so... You know, we'll hang tight. We'll try to get it done. We'll try to mash things out, but we don't want to spend too much time working on, like, things like housing or whatever. Let's go ahead and make the woodworking shop. How about that? We'll put the woodworking shop right there while the rest of these guys kind of hang out and gather the rest of these goodies. It looks like they'll pretty much grab everything all the way out to there, and so I'm all right with that. You guys keep stocking up all these racks here. We don't really have a lot of manpower, and we are going to need, like, more people. But the thing is, with more people, you also have more deductions from your stockpile, and so it can be a very, very complicated situation in this game, balancing your expenditures versus your, you know, income when it comes to food and water, and also, like, having people around. So we'll do the best we can for right now, but there's our woodworking shack. Looks good. Let's go ahead and slow the game down. We're going to need a rope from here. That's going to be the first thing we need. And so we'll assign a rope. It's going to take us some wood in order to make that first rope. The first rope is going to be very, very important to us because it allows us to make our first dock where we can actually send out away parties on little scavenging ships to either grab resources that are too far away to swim or to go to this little island over here and grab the mast. That might also be a pretty solid idea. So let's just kind of like wait. Is the rope getting done right now? It is. As you can see, this little meter's filling up. They are crafting the ropely-dopelies that we need in order to survive. So the second that that's finished, we're going to figure out what we want to do next. I would say we should probably put out another scaffold over here. Like, maybe... Like, maybe so, like right there. So we can get, like, that much scaffold out of 24. Let's do it. I'd like to see these scaffolds get built. We've got 17 dried wood right now, a fact that I'm actually pretty proud of. Is that thing almost done? Let's go ahead and remove that marker. I'm going to move it to something a little bit closer because I'm trying to be efficient right now. We're going to go ahead and enlarge that right there so that they grab everything that's in the water on that side. And we're going to bring in as much of this as we can. I'd kind of like to stay on this map for as long as it's sustainable to stay on this map. Because the world is safe, the world is kind, and the world is easy as long as we stay here. But our water supplies are diminishing, so we're going to have to get on top of that sooner rather than later. One thing that I would like to do is I would like to make a whole bunch of firewood, because we're going to need that in order to make our water purifier and get that going. This little dude's going to scavenge over here, which I think sounds pretty rad. He's bringing back a little bit more plastic and a little bit more wet wood, so I think it'll be okay. There's that. The next thing we're going to need is we need a water purifier. So go ahead and put that on in. Away up north to Alaska. We're going north to Alaska. North to Alaska. We're going north. The hush is on. Alright, so I don't know if we're going north to Alaska. For some reason that song's been stuck in my head all day. And so it gets to be stuck in your head now. Sorry, chat. Sorry. It's stuck in your head now, just like it's stuck in my head. Because I am a fan of communal misery. How we doing over here? We looking good on this firewood? It looks like we got a pretty significant pile of firewood right there. That pleases me. The water purifier is good to go. So what I would suggest is that we just have somebody non-stop craft water over here. One person working on one purifier should be enough to keep us kind of net positive on all of the random water that we need in order to survive for a little while. That means that food is going to be the next big issue that we got to deal with. But let's get our pier done. Now we've got our pier right here. I'd like to have a pier maybe like right there. That looks good. And then maybe I'll make like, how much firewood do I have? Let's go ahead and we'll queue up a little bit more firewood. We'll make one more rope. And then we just need to gather the rest of this stuff over here. How you doing on water over here? He has made 1 water inside of there. The water crafting time is really, really long. I think maybe it should be shortened ever so slightly. This is the first early access of the game, but every issue that I've had with surviving in this game has been related to water and nothing else. I've never died from a lack of food. I've always died from a lack of water because it's really hard to keep the water flowing in this game. Like, even if you unlock, like, technologies later on in the game that produce water a little faster and more efficiently, it's still very, very difficult to stay on top of the water consumption. Alright, you guys go grab some of those goodies over there. That's what I like to see. Bring them on back. We've got 7 dried wood right now. Got 4 more firewood right there. Okay. I can live with that. We got 1 more firewood coming out, and then we've got some ropeses. Okay. We'll be alright. Just keep cooking up water for us. I'd like to survive and, like, live. We do need a salvaging boat, so I'm going to go ahead and queue that on up, too, so that the salvaging boat gets done. We'll send somebody out on the salvaging mission to go to that island and grab the mast for us very, very shortly so that we can bug out, like, precisely when we want to. But now we got water taken care of. Food is kind of our time limiter on how long we have before we need to get out of here. There you go. Build that thing up. I believe in you. You can do it. We've got 9 in right there. Good. That's the last of our firewood. I think we're, like, good on water right now, though. I'd like to see a few more people. Let's take that off a repeat real fast. And then as soon as this person finishes up all the water that they're throwing around, that's when we'll start worrying. Because I think we've got 2 water outputted right here, and we're going to have 4, so that'll take us up to, like, 16 or so. We should have enough water to last a little while, I hope. So, like, once he's done, I'll probably put him on the workforce to start gathering the rest of this salvage over here. And then the other thing I wanted to do is send somebody over to the island. So as you can see, this little guy's going to board up inside that little boat. And he's going to go over to this little island. He's going to interact with all the buildings and find all the good stuff. And then hopefully we'll be in good shape. Now, we do have enough stuff for another pier. I'd like to put in a fishing boat, but I don't know if that's going to be, like, a great idea for right now. There you go. That's what I like to see. Get that water in there. And look, the water bottle fills up as you put more water inside of it. Like, it's pretty crazy, right? I love all the little attention to detail in this game. I saw screenshots of this game, and I was sort of unimpressed by the art style, like the little cel-shaded thing that they're doing. But I think that, like, 2D translation does not really do a great job with a game that looks like this right here. It makes it look rough and jagged. Once you actually play the game for yourself and you see all the models in motion and the way that, like, all this stuff interacts with the water and how the buildings look and whatnot, in my opinion, it actually looks really, really good. And so this is one of those games where the screenshots will kind of lie to you. There we go. We've got our first set of stuff. Very nice. You guys are more than welcome to go out here and just scavenge your little asses off. We're going to need all this stuff, so don't hesitate. Get it done. Like, every last bit of this is useful to us. I don't know what that sound is. What is that sound, that, like, brrrr? I wonder if that's the whale. That whale has horns, though. I think we live on some kind of weird terror world where the whales have fangs. Like, look at him. Crazy, right? I mean, if there's one thing you can say about that whale, he probably gets great reception as far as, like, Spotify signals go. I mean, he's got the antennae all nice and hooked up. Yeah, I'm going to need you guys to kind of get things done out here, please. Thank you for unloading the boat. I very much appreciate that. So now that we've unloaded the boat, we've kind of got, like, a choice that we need to make out here. We got to decide where we want to put the sail. I can get this to connect, like, over to here. which would give us some more building space, but that would use up like all of our plastic, and so it's kind of a risky venture. Maybe something like that right there. I think that'll work. Build the sail right there, please. We'll put the sail on the back end of the city. That way we can like fly around by our booty holes, which, as far as I understand nature, is the most effective way to fly around. I mean, just act octopi. That's how they do it. They swallow water and then they fart it out. And that's how they just fly around under the sea. Under the sea, under the sea. Under the sea, under the sea. So there's our sail. It's all nice and installed. Looks good. I'm not sure that I could build something. I mean, if you gave me a whole bunch of parts and were like, build me a sail out of this, I would virtually guarantee you that I would screw it up. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted firewood, please. Let's just get that done. The more firewood you can make, the better, because we got to get back on producing water, I think. If we can bring in a little bit more wood along the way, I wouldn't be against it. I would very much like to be able to move markers by clicking and dragging them. That would be really fantastic. Let's maybe think about grabbing some of the wood down here. I think we're good on plastic. I don't think we need any more plastic. So let's try to fill up the remainder of our storage just with wood before we move to the next map. I could send somebody out on a boat down here to go get it. That is an option. We can send that out like so. I'll probably just keep it like right there though. And what you'll see is they'll go out in the boat, which is actually a lot faster than sailing. And so, like, you really should be using... I'm sorry, it's faster than swimming. You should be using the boat together instead of the swimmers, if you can. That's just my opinion about things, is that they're more effective. There you go. Get that wood taken in. Perfect. Exactly. Just keep that firewood going. And then once we got this thing refueled... Oh, we are going to be in good shape, my friends. We just got to get the water supply back up and bumping. And, like, our workforce is so limited right now that we only have 3 people that can be doing tasks at any given time. And so it becomes a little complicated sometimes. There you go. Fill that bad boy up. Fill it on up. The other thing is I think that work orders in this game are not necessarily fulfilled super efficiently. And so, like, they won't grab firewood out of here and then take it to everywhere that needs firewood. Instead, they'll take it to here, they'll dither around, they'll grab it from here, they'll take it over to here. They won't fill the storage all the way up when they come over here. Like, they'll just kind of, like, partially fill it instead of all the way filling it. And so, like, you know, I think there's little things that are definitely going to be ironed over in the early access to make things a little more effective. But for right now, we're in good shape. We can start building some stuff. My suggestion would be beds, I think, where people can sleep at, but I don't know how great of an idea that is. We might want to do the scaffold first, actually, so that we don't, like, screw ourselves over in the long term. Yeah, I think something like that right there would work out pretty good, actually. It's going to take 24. Yeah, go ahead and do it. I'd like to get that done now rather than later. Like, he's going to be cooking water for a little bit anyways, so... And then as soon as this is done, we're going to move to the next map, I think. Because I think it's looking like it's time to go. We've got enough supplies to kind of survive in the next area if we need to. But the next area will have more islands that we can scavenge, that we can get some more stuff off of. And so I would definitely prefer to do that, too. Yep, get that water cooking. Okay, so if we wanted to move to the next map, all we have to do is we click on the little map icon right here, and then we say that we want to go to the lonely island on this side where songs about cupcakes are made. So off we go. Nobody's going to get left behind. We don't have to worry about gathering everybody up and making sure they're, like, on board. Doesn't really matter. They'll all get roped into this little fun adventure anyways. Let's go ahead and... What do I need right now? I don't actually need anything right now, so I think we can sort of forestall. I think we can hold off and just, like, not... Yeah, let's put that right there real quick. Like, I think we can hold off and, like, not deal with any of that. My other suggestion would be... So I don't know if we should pick up the survivors first, which is going to put a big strain on our resources, or... if we should scavenge this island completely first. So there appears to be a small abandoned town on this island. We might find some supplies in there. Pretty sure nobody's going to miss them. Yeah, go to the island first, I guess. There you go. We're working smart now. Working smart now. You filled them up all the way. Yeah, you make some runs to the island and see what you can bring back. And then we'll pick up the other guys pretty shortly, and we'll see if we can get some fishing going to make things a little bit simpler, too. I think we've got more than enough wood. I'll probably send him out to scavenge plastic before too long. It looks like he's found 5 dry wood over here, which is okay, I guess. It's not too bad. Let's go ahead and repeatedly make firewood, please. You can make fireworks if you want, but I feel like that's a little dangerous considering we're on like a giant wooden platform of death right now that's probably super flammable. What'd you bring back? Just 10 wood? Alright. Bring back the wood. Hopefully get it all hanged up and ready to go. Good. He's making the fishing boat right now. Probably a smart thing to do considering how low our food supplies are getting. Our food supplies, we kind of need those to bounce back before too long. I'm going to swap some of these over to fishing spots. There we go. Looks good. He should go back to the island at some point. I don't know if he's going to do it right now, but sometime in the near future, he should go back to the island. I don't know what he's going to bring with him, but we've gotten 3 research points, which can be applied over here. Kind of depends what you're into, but the research points can be pretty good. You can get things like the solar still, which is a pretty cool construction. Just gives you, like, free water. Like, every, 5 minutes or so, you get 1 unit of free water. If you can build a scaffold that has, 8 of these on it, that might be enough to actually keep you in the black as far as water is concerned. It's the one strategy I haven't tried. You can also make a desalinator, but that requires screws and plastics and all that kind of stuff, which I don't have. We can do a small water container, a large water container, whatever you want to do. I'll probably work my way towards there. We can also do cooked fish instead of drying our fish, and I think you do actually get more nutritional value out of those. But that said, so that imports seaweed. Oh, really? What is that right there? A food truck? The best food at your local truck stop serves fish, mussels, and sushi. Oh, nice. We can also get a big storage yard if we wanted to, but that requires some metal, which we don't really have. So yeah, I think we'll probably save up for the solar still. Seems like an okay idea. I get the feeling somebody's sleeping right now. It's the feeling that I'm getting. Yeah, you guys throw some more fuel over here. This thing going on some more water. I'm trying to stay on top of it, but it's hard. It's really, really hard in this game to make enough water to keep everyone alive. Like, it takes some pretty considerable doing. Oh, we got 10 more wood. Okay, no more research points, which is unfortunate because that's pretty much all that I'm mining that place for, but what are you going to do? Let's get the fishing boat built over here, too. I'm going to cancel the salvage order right there, and then I think I'm going to tell them to go rescue those 2 so that we can increase our workforce, because I'm going to need somebody to man the fishing boat out here. This is going to cause us to get hit, like, a lot harder as far as our water supplies go, but we might be okay. I'm not sure. We'll also make another distiller over there to see if maybe I can store up, like, maximum water or something. Lots and lots of build jobs going on. Things to accomplish for right now before anything else goes seriously wrong. Did you guys rescue them yet? No, we don't even have somebody out on the boat yet. Bummerooski. Yeah, grab the water, please. Just do something, please. Oh, that's actually dried wood. Oh, I had no idea. So that's dried wood. I thought we had to dry it. All right, cool. Sounds good to me. Try to get this place ready before the 2 new people come and eat up all of our food and drink up all of our water. I think the next map has a water purifier on it. Yeah, the next map's got a water purifier. So if we get really desperate for water, that place has 20 water for free, which will buy you probably another couple days worth of scavenging. For right now, though, I feel like we're surviving this. Do you guys go get him? There appears to be a person in need of rescue. Nice. So you put him on the boat. That's what I like to hear. That'll hopefully give us somebody else to kind of like ferry things around and take care of business out here. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay, well, my name is Splattercat. This is Flotsam. Hope you guys are enjoying the play. If you wanted to get it for yourself, I got a link for you down below. A little open sea Kevin Costner simulator, I guess. Nobody's grown gills yet, but maybe someday. I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you for stopping on in. If you wanted to see more, make sure you leave a like on the video. Helps me out as a content creator for knowing like what people are engaged in and what they want to see. and what stuff is kind of like worth my time to work on. Hi do, take care, and goodbye, everybody.